Um, it's Monday morning for some of you. What's the date? I have no idea. It's something, I think it's the 12th of April. How is everybody doing? If you've been listening to me, I have discussed different ways, and every time I post, I talk about more ways to change your life. I know I am always working to change my life, to improve. And if something doesn't work, I try different things. I try and get out there. Now, I haven't always been this way. I used to live like nothing mattered. I didn't care about doing anything. I didn't care about making changes. I thought life was boring. I thought life was easy, but I didn't really live life. And I'm ready to live life now. Some of us are just living day by day, doing the same thing every single day. Is that you? Are you happy? Because if you're not happy, the only person that can change this is you. And so, what I was talking about, if you could figure out what makes you happy, a lot of people will say going shopping. For me, it was just getting a steak and a baked potato. That was my simple way of being happy, but you can't eat steak every day. Some people, it's going out. But after a while, it becomes boring. So, what can you do to change and make a more exciting life? You want to write your new story. So, a couple weeks ago, I explained if you are looking to feel better, that comes with inside you. Hi, VM. Thanks for being here. Life begins at 50. Some people say, well, that works for me because I'm 55. Do you know, my life didn't begin until I had a child, and there's no greater joy. But when I listen to other people, their greatest joy is not having their children once they've had them. It's like they kind of wish they didn't have so many. I'd like to have more. But there's not one day that goes by that I don't enjoy having him. I'm just, if I could find a man like him that gives me that much joy, I would keep them forever. Anyways, so I talk about changing your life by writing your new story. Do you know that when you write your new story, you're sending out to the universe? And you're going to hear me talk about the universe because I find when you say things, the universe is always listening. When you talk about yourself in a negative way or a positive way, your body is always listening. And if you know me, I would talk a lot, and I still have issues with telling myself I'm not good enough. I don't do it now, but I used to have issues with it. And the more you say I'm not pretty, I'm I'm too fat, I'm not smart enough, I can't do this, I won't do that. Do you know every time you say I would never do that, do you know when I said I will never go to school again, the universe only said is I'm going to be in school for the rest of my life. You got to be careful what you say. So when I graduated high school at 17. I was such in a hurry to get out of school because I was not a good student. Had I have been a good student, I would have gone after things that I wanted. But in the meantime, I have been training and studying and learning, which is still being in school and learning to be a better person. I have learned, now I read better. It's never too late. So I'm 55 years old and I'm improving every day. My mind is improving. Sometimes I wonder if I forget things because I'm overloaded with learning because I'm raising a 7-year old. Mind you, I had a child at 46. So to me, it's better to wait, but that's me. I was in a hurry, but God said, you are going to have a child at 47 years old. So we have so much fun. I don't have to work 8 hours a day, but I also never had the energy to work 8 hours a day once I got to that point. I think I got into my 30s and 40s. As a massage therapist, you can't, I worked 8 hours a day, but I used up a lot of my energy. And I've had to learn how to regain and refuel all that energy. So I'm going to talk about making changes in your life. I understand what you mean by having children. It's a major boost to complete. Um, you know, uh, I'll get back to making those changes. Having children, I help people tune themselves and reprogram, because when I hear them saying their children are making them old, that's incorrect. Children are supposed to give you the greatest joy. Children don't take your energy, they don't take your youth. If anything, mine's given me the youth and fun. I actually had to learn to be a child because I grew up as an adult. And because I hung out with adults, I didn't really hang out with children. So my child came to me at a good time and has shown me the way of how to be fun in a child. I had to tell the universe it's okay to have fun. I don't need to be a parent the whole time. And I'm actually getting to that point where I don't know how to play guns anymore. I don't outrun children when I play tag. Now, that's not true. I did play tag, but I was exhausted because I can still sprint on soft ground, on that tire ground. With concrete, I don't do so well. Anyway, so making changes in our life. So the other day I said, write your new story. Write a new story how you would like your life to be. If nothing comes to your mind, don't worry about it. Just jot down a couple words and focus on it. Put it in your bathroom and look at it every day. Uh, Write down what. Uh, Phone keeps ringing. Write down what you would like, what's important to you, more energy, more enthusiasm. Just writing down those words, you're going to start stirring up that enthusiasm in the universe. So I talk, just to let you know, some people may talk about God, that God is listening. I use the word universe because for each one of us, we have a different type of religion. So when I talk universe, I'm talking about whatever your beliefs are. You may think that there are different spirits, guides, angels, God. So I use the word universe just to kind of make it universal. So to you it may be God, to other people it may be their guardian angels. And so it's kind of a universal thing, right? All right, so we're going to write our new story. Write down and jot words down. I want to have more enthusiasm. I want to have more energy and motivation to look for a new job. So one of the things I have to look for today is how to do cryptocurrency. I'm going to be the first one to admit that I lost $1,000 in a platform that closed down. So I'm okay with it because for me, I only put the money that I could afford to lose. I found out people have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in this platform, and it's okay. Nose is running. It's okay. Because I know what happens out there. What you have to learn is do your research. I'm finding that people are not researching when they invest in things. They just hand it to someone, believe it. Cryptocurrency is very important. What platform? I did Burex. Burex, Bureax. So lost my money, but I'm going through a girlfriend who has said you get a key and you control your own cryptocurrency. And so I'm going to try another. I think I'll try with $500 and learn it. And she's going to actually show me by my side on the computer. And she has money, but she does her research. She's not one that wants to lose money. Where nobody wants to lose their money, but when you just hand your money to a place where you don't know these people in another country, um, I got scolded from her. She's like, "Did you do your research?" I'm like, "No, I trusted a person that's a customer of mine." So I'm not telling you what to do, and I'm not advising you what to follow with what I'm doing. I'm still learning. I have done very good in the stock market, and I've also lost my butt. But anyways, so if you are looking to make money, you got to change your energy to make sure that you do things right. If you have money blocks, I had money blocks. So I'm good at making money, but I'm bad at hanging on to it. Uh, I've made thousands and thousands of dollars, but for some reason, I always write a check and give it to people. Boyfriends, I don't do that anymore. So if you have issues with relationships where you take care of people, you keep handing your money to people and you trust them, that's something within you, you are blocking yourself. So if you're looking to save your money, you got to write down, I'd like to make, it's okay to make more money, and it's okay to have the money coming in. So write down your new story. So I'm giving you ideas of what to write down to bring in a better lifestyle for you in order for you to be more happy. So a lot of it comes within yourself. You might have a lot of money, but you may not be happy. Maybe it's not enough. You got to ask yourself, why isn't it enough? I have a big house, and for me, I want it to be on 2 acres. I should be thankful. And once I'm thankful and happy with the house I'm in, because if I go into 2 acres, I'm going to have more yard to work on. I have a nice small yard right now. And I'm actually just to the point where, yes, I am grateful for this house. I play musical rooms when I go and sleep. I have 3 bedrooms I sleep in. My son's, mine, and the guest room. And we go around and sleep in different rooms, each one with a TV. I don't know why I do that, but I don't I'd like to have a bigger house, but I'd like to have a partner and somebody to help me do the gardening and clean the house. And that's what you want to say. So when you want something, be careful with what you ask for, because it can come, but it doesn't mean you have the house to support it. So you got to have all your what do they call that? All your ducks in a row. Make sure you have the money coming in. So I don't go for bigger because I make more money. I go for more money and plan ahead and save for something bigger. A little different. I don't see people doing that very much, but that's because I fear losing things, and there's not a whole lot materialistic that I want. So there's new things that I'm talking about to change and make yourself a happy life. Sometimes you want to write your new story. You want to journal, because when you journal and talk about, I'm unhappy today, I had a bad day, or I had a good day, you start realizing which days are good, and you might realize why they're good. Maybe it's somebody you're hanging out with. I know certain people, because I'm an empath, they would drain my energy. Um, Writing your journal, talking positive to yourself and others. When people give advice, I used to say, I don't need to hear this. I used to say, that's not true. I would argue with it. Now, because I've raised my vibration and I've let go of judgment on me and other people, all of us have a different perspective of what our beliefs are. We all have an opinion. We all have learned in different ways. I say thank you now. So if you want to have an easier life, just say thank you when people are trying to help you. If you're complaining about something, you're opening up the doors to have people give their advice. I know, because I've done that. And not on this side, but other people have. I'm having a bad day. I can't stand my life, and I would say, I'm sorry. You're having a bad day, but maybe try doing this. They didn't want to hear any advice. They just wanted to complain that they're having a bad day. So what I would say to somebody is, what can you do to have a good day? So this is today. I help people to acknowledge that what would make their day better. And then I give them some notes. Write your new story, start talking more positive and asking the universe, how can I have a better day? What can I do to feel better? So each one of us has a happy life because of one reason or another: our health, our relationship, our job, our body just doesn't feel good. Ask, what can I do to feel better? And listen to the universe. It will tell you, it will come to you. You ask enough times, it knows you're serious. So we have journaling, talking positive. Tell yourself, I'm ready. So, what I would say is write 20 things that would make you feel better if you had these things. And don't use $1 million. Start small, because you've got to be careful how you ask for things, because somebody could die and leave you $1 million. I don't think you'd want that to happen. Oh, at least that did happen to me, and they didn't leave me $1 million, but they left money to my child, and I didn't want that person to die. So you've got to be careful. I asked for $15,000 and I got in a car accident the next day. So be careful what you ask for. My morning coffee gives me positive boost with energy, caffeine and sugar boost. All right. Well, you know what? That doesn't work for me. Coffee, nothing gives me energy except for when I ask for it and I eat healthy. I'm almost coming to the realization that it's my thoughts that keep me having positive energy. Because caffeine, coffee, I've never been able to drink coffee. In fact, none of the things that are supposed to uh, boost you, like Red Bull, drugs, alcohol, none of those have ever worked for me. I just lay there like a zombie. And a lot of my life has been zombie eyes. I'm just a zombie. And it's like I'm just living life, but I wasn't living life and having fun at the same time. So does that make sense? I don't know how any of you are feeling. How are you guys feeling? Can you tell me how you're feeling today? So another way of changing your life and being happy, if your body is hurting, I always talk about changing your diet. And thanks, VM, for talking. And Mike, I don't know if Mike's still there. Um, I went on a grain free, so this would be for weight problems. I went grain free, sugar free, dairy free, alcohol free. What else is there? Those are the main ones. Dairy, grains. I mean, I didn't do gluten, I did grains. Dairy, oh, sugar and sugar. And I didn't feel any different in my head, because I'd later find out I had anxiety, which I didn't know what that was. I didn't know that was me till later. But I lost a lot of weight. I lost 30 pounds doing this. It's a lot of work, but you have to definitely, positive thoughts are a great boost and stimulation for the mind. Every night before I go to bed, I ask myself, or I ask the universe, what can I do to have energy when I wake up in the morning and have it all day? So, and then the diet, I lost 30 pounds being grain free, dairy free, sugar free, alcohol free. If I drink alcohol, I just did vodka or gin, Bacardi, because they're clear. I didn't do any of the dark colors, no beer, no wine, because I could gain 5 pounds in one day just drinking wine. It didn't make any sense. 2 glasses of wine, I gained 5 pounds. It slows down the metabolism, I guess. Anyway, so you want to change your diet, making little changes. If you can't do all of them, the above, start small. And I would say the grains first. When I was younger, the doctors told me I'd be a diabetic by the time I was 30. I wasn't doing so well. I was eating hot fudge out of a jar with a spoon. I drank a lot of alcohol, wine, and Bacardi and Coke. That's a lot of sugar. So instead of quitting sugar, I quit eating flour, pasta, and I actually and I went to a higher protein diet. So it regulates my sugar, balancing my sugar throughout the day. I'm now 55 and I am not borderline diabetic. I used to be. My triglycerides are low, and I eat a lot of greens and a lot of protein. I don't eat that much sugar. And I haven't done soda in over 30 years. I've never been a soda person, but it goes good with Bacardi or vodka, whatever you have. So you want to be positive. Think positive. If you guys are having issues, you got to ask me, how can I change this? You could even just ask the universe, how can I change this? Ask yourself. I'm always talking to myself, me, myself, and I. I've got the inner child, I've got the ego, I've got subconscious. All of us are battling, and I'm still learning about it. Uh, Another thing to change your life is try something new. So I tried Vietnamese food yesterday. It was amazing. I liked it so much. I had a salad with pork on it. And yeah, I am a meat eater. I see nothing wrong with meat as long as you're eating vegetables too. Now, that's just my belief. My brother is a cannibal, cannabis, not a cannibal, cannabis. Car- He's a meat eater. Okay, he doesn't eat vegetables, just straight meat, and he looks amazing. Washboard stomach, muscles. Um, but I grew up and I'm an AB positive, so I believe in vegetables. You want to change your diet? Just start small. Start with getting rid of the grains or just gluten. No pastas, no rice, no bread. You learn to be hungry all day long when you cut those out. But there's other foods to eat. There's a lot of things to eat. There's a lot of foods you can make that are gluten free, grain free. I'm actually going to be doing these mozzarella balls. It's with almond flour, and I'll have to show you. I gotta go get the recipe. I think it's almond flour and mozzarella cheese all shredded, and you mix it all up. And there's one other ingredients. I'll let you know. I'll probably gonna make those today because I need a snack. There's not a whole lot of things I snack on because I can't eat chips or I don't eat chips. I shouldn't say can't. Never say can't. I choose not to. So this is where you need to change your way you speak. You choose not to drink. You choose to do healthier lifestyles. You choose to sleep better. So when you say, I can't sleep, you're telling the universe you don't want to sleep. When you say, I can't stop eating pasta, you're telling the universe you can't. So you're making it harder to stop eating pasta. So start asking yourself, what can I do to change? What can I do? And the answers will come. So one of the things that I used to do is I used to get the same parking space every day going to the gym. Just to do something different, I went for Vietnamese food. I went to the gym and parked in the second parking lot on the other side. Of course, I'm so programmed to doing the same thing that I couldn't find my car. It happens. Um, Trying something new with foods. I have somebody that used to date me that would never eat vegetables. Oh my God. How can you not eat vegetables? That's a big say D. I don't know what that means, Haps. Said PG just described. Oh, I guess that's somebody's name. Say D, that's your name. I'm still learning about HAPS and how to work with it, so bear with me. Just to let you know, I was at a beautiful place at the beach yesterday, and I really wanted to share with you and do a meditation there, but I think because the hills were so high, the cliffs were so high, the cell sites weren't working, and I couldn't move forward on doing a video. I'm going to go down to the beach today and check it out and see if I can at least see the beach. But it's not a very pretty day. It's kind of overcast and cold. But I'd like to know that I could go down there and share with you what the beach looks like and do a meditation when I start doing meditations. All right. So who's ready to change their lives? Who is ready to write their new story? I have written my new story. It's time to look for it's time for that husband. Oh, did you guys do a collage? Make a collage of your life. Write your new story. Change your programming of being negative to positive. It's very easy to do that. It takes time. You've got to adjust to it. What it does is it reminds you of how negative you are when you start doing the positive words, when you start putting yourself down and then you change it saying, oh no, I'm ready to lose the weight, instead of saying you're fat or you're too skinny or your muscles are flabby, you're wrinkly. The more you say you're wrinkly, the more wrinkles you're going to get. You've got to start saying, what can I do to stay young? The first thing you want to do to stay young is drink lots of water. Lots of water will keep your youth. I drink a lot of water with my alcohol. And um, a lot of water with my alcohol. A lot of people say, how do you look young? You don't have any wrinkles. I don't use a lot of expression in my face. At least I didn't. Now I do a lot of expression. I never really used my muscles when I was younger. And if you use your muscles, you're going to you're going to your muscles are going to start getting wrinkles. Those are character lines. Nothing wrong with character lines, but you got to work from modeling days. That would be nice to see your video at the beach. Just record it and upload. You can record it. I couldn't tell how to upload it, but I was thinking of doing that. Thanks, VM. And it was a beauty. I'm going to be at that cliff next weekend, and I will do that. That's I this cliff was beautiful. I felt like I was in Arizona with the ocean on the beach. All right. So who wants to make changes? Change your diet? You don't even have to change your diet because sometimes diets are hard to change until you change your mind. And it's that inner child that keeps you from changing who you are. If you can't stick to a diet because there's no willpower, that's such a funny word because every time that comes up, my girlfriends are always like, you got to use willpower. Needless to say, I don't have any. So I have to go into my inner child and tell her it's okay that we diet. It's okay to eat healthier. So I ask her, and I have her sitting in front of me, just like this. What can we do to eat healthier? She says, give me a donut and we'll talk about it. So I give her the donut and we start the next day. So today's that day. Actually, yesterday was that day, but she wanted a donut. I gave it to her, and we had a really good Vietnamese food yesterday. We went on a 3-hour bike ride. She gave me the energy. So I kind of talked to all my personalities, everything that's going on with me, because there's something inside of you that keeps you from doing what you want to do. So when they say that you don't have different personalities, I'm sorry. We have all these different personalities, and those are all the inner children that we grew up with. And if somebody told you you were fat, or you're not smart enough unless you go to college, or you can't do something unless you practice, things don't come easily. You can't make millions without educating yourself. I mean, there's different things that can block you if you believe it. Now, these people that strike it rich easily, I can see the inner child in your you believe it or not in your explanation. I can see the inner child in you, believe it or not in. I'm not sure what that means. But my inner child is ready to make money and she has confidence and she is ready to just do crazy things. So I've been asking, what can we do to have fun? What I also say is it's okay to have fun. So if you've listened to me, I've had some childhood traumas that I didn't know how to have fun. So I could go out and have fun with people and people think I'm having fun, but I had to drink. This is, by the way, amino acids because I'm going to go to the gym after I'm done with you, and then head down to the beach to see if this works live. Because I like doing the live meditation with you. And VM, thanks, but I really want to do the live meditation with you. So the inner child, if you've listened to me, I've had a lot of blocks, and when I went out in public, public going out to parties and stuff, everything is based on drinking and eating. And I think we're all uncomfortable, and that's why we have to drink. For me, I wanted to be happy with myself without going out and having a drink or doing drugs or eating. And and I would stop myself. I'd make excuses. So I had to learn to tell that inner child, it's okay to have fun. It's okay to be happy, and it's okay to be healthy. So being healthy means no drinking, no eating junk food. For me, being healthy may be different for you. Having energy for me is being healthy. For you, being healthy may just be getting out of bed. For you, being healthy may be not to have headaches. So, uh, to be healthy is to have your heart working in every direction, to love life and to love yourself. That's what being healthy is to me, because I've had these issues. When you speak on the internet about your inner child speaking, I can hear it by observing what you say. Oh, okay, thank you. Uh, I don't hear that inner child, but that inner child is always saying she is happier every day. So before, she was not a happy child because I would sit and talk to her. And this is how I help people when they have blocks, and it comes from childhood. A lot of it, I'm trying to see if there's a way we don't have to go back to inner child, but nothing else has ever worked for me. I had to go back to my inner child and tell her it's not your fault. And I will be doing a meditation. I've done them on my YouTube videos where you listen to the video and you are sitting in front of your inner child and talking to them and telling them it's not their fault, because a lot of the what we think and what's programmed is our inner child believes wrong and right, which may be, let me explain that a little bit better. Your inner child has different beliefs, and what you believe today is because of that inner child. But if you can't make more money, if you can't get healthy, it's because that inner child is blocking you. If you're ready to get healthy, because we can heal ourselves, and no matter how many affirmations and mantras you are saying, it's blocking you because of that inner child. It could be the subconscious is saying, you're afraid to be healthy. That was me. I'm afraid to be healthy because I don't feel safe. I'm feeling safe now, and we're still working on it. But I'm feeling better because I went out without my child for all day yesterday. I had a babysitter. It was great. 3 hour bike ride, and but it's also stuff that I like to do, being outdoors in the wilderness, on the cliffs over by the ocean. Going out in public where there's a lot of people, I don't feel safe. And I definitely don't feel safe because I'm not drinking alcohol. It's scary out there. I have a lot of fear, and removing the anxieties and going out, I have to push myself and tell her it's okay. So, one of the affirmations, if I get some feedback from people, if you are looking to remove fears, follow me, subscribe with me, and I'll be doing those healings to help you. I will be sitting here with you, and you'll be sitting with your inner child to remove that those blocks from the inner child. And a lot of it is we blame ourselves for why we're not good enough. We blame ourselves, and you may not even know it. I have somebody who I just did a healing on, and everybody, wow, 3 hour bike ride, nice. Yeah, and I had amazing energy. So I have amazing energy when it comes to doing the bike ride. But certain times I don't have energy, and it's really weird because that used up a lot of my energy, and I still had energy to go shopping to, oh, by the way, did you see my pink hair? And I did my hair pink and I cleaned the house. I don't usually have that kind of energy from the past, but so I know that what I'm doing is working. And I ask, what can I do to have more energy? It's okay to have energy. I love how much energy I have, and I'm grateful and thankful for this energy. You have to be grateful, because if you are not grateful for the days you do have energy, and I'm always grateful for just getting out of bed, then you're going to have issues having that energy, because, again, the inner child, the universe, the ego, whatever is holding you back keeps you from having that energy. So, what do you think about that? And yeah, next week, I think we're going to go even. No, next week I wanted to go further, but I have a birthday party to go to. So this is going to be really interesting because that birthday party I'm going to is in the evening. And I'm a day person. I get up at 6 o'clock, sometimes five, to walk the dog. And that's when I meditate. And usually by 6 o'clock, I start winding down at night and watching a movie. So I'm only going to go for a 2 hour bike ride, and try and refuel and stay positive. Human interaction is the best feeling. Pink hair is bright and cheerful. Thanks. So for you, interaction is the best feeling. For me, it's terrifying. Um, I like hanging out with the children, but I have the problem with the adults, and that comes from not feeling safe. So again, if I have a cocktail, it's okay. So again, if you want to make changes, stay with me. I'll be doing meditations, and I'm going to remind you, do something different. What was it I did different? I had some Vietnamese food, and it was amazing. I did something different. I park in a different parking space. I went to the library and checked out a book with my son, not just for him, because I love reading with him with his books. They're so easy. And I went and got a book for myself. But of course, it's all about being a better person. You can never have there's so many different ways of being a different person. And I've been learning about this my entire life. So if you ever want a good book on how to change, besides listening to me, have a drink for me too. Well, I'm not really drinking. So, as you know, VM, I'm still working on healing my stomach. One of the things I have fatigue. Oh, okay. Here's a good thing we can talk about. If you're having issues with fatigue and you have body's aches and pains, something's not working in your body. So there's a different perspective. I work with the mind on healing the body. Then the other side is something in your body isn't working. Now your mind still controls the body functioning, but the mind can create the body from functioning properly, which it's depends on your belief system. So this is a doctor's perspective. He says I'm not producing enough bacteria in my stomach, and a lot of times I talk about my bloated stomach. I ate healthy. That's why I started working with the mind. I ate healthy, no sugar, no alcohol, no dairy, no grains, and my stomach was still bloated. It takes a long time to get the stomach to build up the bacteria. This is only my story. Your stories are all going to be completely different. But going to a doctor and having the same symptoms as everybody else does not make you have the same issue. The root cause is something different. I'll have a drink of water for you. I'm not going to have alcohol though. Kids seem to be like me and be around me. It's an interesting kids tell me I'd be a good teacher. Well, do you have children yourself, Bam? All right, so I'm working on getting a washboard stomach. And the longer I've worked, I mean, I've been doing this for 2 years. I had a washboard stomach at 46. And then I got pregnant and had a baby. So he's totally healthy, totally a lot of fun. Um, a lot of my issues started coming out when he got to certain ages. They triggered me, and that's how I started learning about myself through my child. Now, somehow, God, the universe, has gifted me with this child to teach me the way. He's taught me a lot. He's taught me by saying things to me that, no, I don't have kids. What are you waiting for? Are you planning on having kids? He has taught me why I have these little triggers of why I'm afraid of money. I had a fear. I didn't even care about money. Money came to me, but I couldn't hang on to it. And it wasn't until I had him and he said, "Why are you always going to work? Is money more important than I am?" And then I realized where my money blocks came from. And I also remember my money blocks came from my every time I got money as a child, I used to buy stuff for my mom because I never had any money. So I never held on to my money. So I had to remove the energy of always giving my money, buying people presents with my money, and never spending my birthday and my Christmas money on myself. I remember always spending it on everybody else. And even if I didn't, because my mom doesn't believe that, that's my belief. And if that's my belief, that means that child is always going to give away my money as an adult because I can't hold she can't hold on to it because she's programmed, and that's her belief that she's not supposed to keep it. Her money doesn't go to her, her money goes to everybody else. So I had to remove that belief and tell her it's okay to spend the money on yourself. And that again is sitting with her in front of me. She was 8 years old. And that's the one part I remember. And I had to tell her it's okay to spend money on yourself. Needless to say, I spend money on myself. I also had surgery in January, and I told that little girl that when I have that surgery, I'm spending $500 on a shopping spree for you. And I did it, but I didn't do it right away because I forgot. When you give yourself a promise, you tell yourself something, you always remember subconsciously, and you need to, there could be something that triggers you, and she'll remind you or he'll remind you that you were supposed to spend the money on yourself or you were supposed to do something. And so my money, I had the money, but I couldn't get out of bed one day. And I go, why am I lacking energy and why am I in pain? And so I'm very intuitive and I talk to my inner child. We are best friends now. And she said to me, we need to go shopping. And then it dawned on me, I didn't take her shopping yet. And as soon as I said, I owe you a shopping spree. As soon as I said that, all my pain went away. Now, your belief system may be different, but this worked for me. And I'm trying to tell you that there are beliefs that we have that we do on ourselves. And you got to be very careful how you say things to yourself. If you promise yourself you're going to do something, I'm going to tell you another one. I told the universe, just help me make $20,000 a month. Do you know it took me 2 years to get to that $20,000 a month? And I wasn't appreciative when I saw it. I'm like, cool, I did it. It's interesting when I'm walking around outside, very often kids come up to me and say, hey, you'd be a good school teacher. It's really interesting to listen kids tell me that. Well, are you playing sports out there, VM, with them? What are you doing that kids think you would be a good teacher? Are you playing ball with them? You know, this isn't me, but this was my roommate when I was bike riding. She blew up these big barricades. I didn't know that you could buy a barricade, like big giant rocks that you blow up with an air pump. And she um she the kids all had guns and they were shooting at each other. And they were having so much fun, and it made me feel so good because they were having so much fun. I was babysitting all weekend, although it was my roommate babysitting, and and then I went off because I already had plans with my friend the bike ride. And just knowing that he's okay without me, he did say he still missed me, but I think he was having so much fun because he missed his friend when he went home. Uh, it was refreshing that he had fun and I had fun too. So I had to thank the universe for having a good day and giving me this energy. And I also had to thank myself because I was proud that I went out and I did this bike ride for 3 hours. So you've got to tell yourself, I'm proud of you. You got to look yourself in the mirror, or if you can visualize. Some people can't visualize seeing themselves. But because I'm looking at myself right here, I'm proud of you. And you've done a great job. I'm so proud of you. I tell my son I'm proud of him all the time. One of the things I see out there is people are always telling their children, don't do this, don't do that. You're a bad child. You're grounded, or why are you always doing things wrong? Why can't you clean up your mess? And sometimes I do that, but I'm always telling him I'm proud of him and you're doing a good job. Or what can I do to get you to clean your room? I try not to harp on him because I don't want to be one of those nagging moms. And then he's going to attract a nagging wife in the future. I want him to attract an easygoing woman in his life. I even ask him if he's ready to get married, have a girlfriend. He's 7. He laughs at me. He says he's not getting married till he's 100. It's cute. 100's good. But so, yeah, I'm often throwing the basketball around and the kids appreciate me and speak with me. Oh, so you're still playing basketball. That's great. I like playing basketball too, but the basket's too high for the children. They're too small. They're only 7 that I play with. But nowadays, I don't play with them anymore because they all know each other, and I kind of feel left out. But I'm excited to see them having fun. All right, so this is how we're making changes. Are you guys ready to make changes? Just look in the phone and tell yourself, I'm ready to make changes. Look in the mirror, visualize yourself. I'm ready to bring in the money. It's okay for us to have fun. It's okay for us to be happy. It's okay for us to have energy. Just saying those words all day, every day will reprogram you. If you have any issues, ask me. And I'm going to tell you about resistance too, but not today. I need to get going and get ready for it. I love you guys. And if you know anything, the one thing you want to change is to start loving who you are, the way you are. I still have that pregnant looking stomach. I still look like I'm 8 months pregnant. Well, probably right now, maybe 3 months pregnant. I play a game of 21 off the line with the basketball. I love 21. Actually, basketball and soccer are my two favorite sports. And uh, upper body, I like doing upper body stuff because you lose weight a lot faster. At least I do. Bike riding, I will lose weight, but I lose it. And I shouldn't even say that because what you believe is going to happen. Love you too, gorgeous. So I love all of you, and I had to learn how to say that. My whole life, I could never say I love you. All my friends would say I love you. I'm like, yeah, me too, or I would just laugh it off. And it means a lot when you say I love you to people, and when you say it back to them. But it also makes you uncomfortable. When I couldn't say it back to people, I felt uncomfortable. Like, why do they say that to me? They know I can't say it, but now I say it and I feel confident about it. You can feel this way. Do you want to feel this way? I'm not hearing anything from anybody. I know you will warm up to me. I know you will talk to me. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to send you my email. So I'm healed to change, and follow me if you want to do a healing with me. There we go. And have a great day. For the biggest thing is to love life. If you're not loving life, you're not loving yourself. That's what it comes down to. And I'm here to make a change, to help you change, to make a difference. I'll be doing meditations, so stay by me, subscribe. Love is a special word with meaning. If you can't love yourself, start little by appreciating yourself, and have a great day. I am going to go down to the beach if I have time after work and try and see if my phone works. And all right. Thanks for being here.